Hi, this is Rachel Cannett, and this is my People First Language presentation. So what is People First Language? People First Language puts the person before the disability and describes what a person has, not who a person is. So in thinking about People First Language, we need to understand that this is communicating appropriately and respectfully for these individuals. So emphasize their abilities, not their limitations. So think person who uses a device to speak versus saying they can't talk. Do not use language that suggests the lack of something. A person with multiple sclerosis versus being afflicted with multiple sclerosis. Emphasize the need for accessibility, not the disability. So, accessible parking, not handicap parking. Do not use offensive language. Person with an emotional or behavioral disability, not sane, insane, or crazy. Avoid language that implies negative stereotypes. So, person without a disability versus saying a normal person. Do not portray people with disabilities as inspirational only because of their disability. A person who is successful, not someone who has overcome his or her disability. So think about the language that we use here in our building, and keep in mind when we see the diagnosis as the most important characteristic of a person, we devalue her as an individual. So remember, a diagnosis is not a student's title or whole being. It does not mean there is something wrong with them. Ask what is needed to help a student be successful. Do they need behavioral supports, assistive tech devices, or use of a wheelchair? Share and talk about what a student can do. Not all disabilities are immediately visible, but they do still exist. So don't discount those. And don't place limitations on the student because of their disability. So what can we do here in our building to make the change? Continue to focus on the student, not their disability. How can we support them in making friends versus students with autism struggle to make friends? Think about giving them structured break times during the activity versus saying they aren't going to be able to handle this activity the whole time. Provide some examples of how to express one's frustration versus thinking they should know better than to do that. Empower students and their families by sharing and building on their strengths versus beginning conversations or meetings with, or even working from a standpoint of their limitations. And then focus and focus and focus on what he or she needs or what she or she uses in order to navigate the learning environment. So I'm going to end the presentation with a little clip from a video.
What is student first language? Student first language. It is when you put the student first, then their strengths and interests, and finally their disability. For example, I am not the autistic kid. I am Noel, and I have autism. Hi, I'm Caleb, and I have an intellectual disability. The purpose of this video is to show you how to talk about a person who has a disability. You're a student, friend, and a person first. Your disability should be last. And for example, I'm not the disabled man. I'm Caleb, and I have an intellectual disability.
My name is Sean. I'm a pretty nice guy when you get to know me. I enjoy comedy movies and action, all kinds of action movies. By the way, I have autism.
I'm CJ, and I'm a person who has a learning disability, but I'm a person who learns in different ways. I'm a very active person. I'm a person who has a learning disability.
I am not the autistic girl. I am Sierra. I like animals. I am a good friend. I help people, and I have autism.
Hi, my name is Rachel Waring. I'm a very hard worker in everything I do so I can get where I want to be. My name is Rachel Waring, and I have an intellectual disability.
Hi, my name is Kayla. I like watching movies.
So as you can see, a person with a disability is more like people without disabilities than different. Please remember to keep in mind that these are our students first, and their disability does not define them. Thank you.